Hey, this is John with Malartu here. We are going to take a look at building a trailing 12-month analysis in this episode of Really Good Analytics. So without further ado, let's talk about what that means. So trailing 12-month analysis is a really good way to quickly and efficiently look at financial data and identify trends. So what trailing 12 months we'll be looking at is, for example, if we look at a trailing 12-month revenue number for December of 2019, we would be summing the data from December back through the previous November. What that can do is quickly let you see how your annual revenue run rate is trending over time and quickly let you see trends. So the rule of thumb, which we'll get into more in a minute, is if more than 2 time periods are trending up, then you're on an upward trend. If more than 2 time periods are trending down, then you're on a downward trend. So in Malartu, this is very easy to do. First, we set up a blank dashboard. Then we're going to add some blocks. I always find it easy when I'm building dashboards to add all the blocks I will use. So today we'll add them all to the dashboard here, and we will configure it before we start adding our data. So this will be the setup that we'll use today. So let's start adding some data. So we're going to add to this revenue line from QuickBooks. So here's our income. And then we want to set it just quickly over here to a bar chart. And we want to set the display increment to trailing 12 month, which will automatically calculate. And as you can see, that was pretty quick and easy to do. Now, one note about trailing 12 months and charts in Malartu, our charts are going to automatically set a min and max value to show you the variance in the numbers. So when looking at trailing 12 months for trend changes, I find it easy to zero the axis, which will put the axis at 0 and give you a more accurate view of how fast you're trending in different areas. So let's keep moving along. We want to add expenses to our next block. Then we'll do the same here. And then finally we'll add net income here. Okay. And then I always like to have, for this type of analysis, a table view as well. So in this table, we'll add all 3 together so we can see them side by side. So income, expenses, and net income. And then also want to look at that as trailing 12 month. And we'll look at year to last month. From there, we can quickly see we have our trailing 12-month analysis done. This is particularly useful if you have more than 2 years of data, as the earliest time period, January, is going to be looking at the previous December or January back to the previous February. So if you don't have data back that far, it can skew the analysis. So in here, we can see we can quickly identify a couple trends. So our income was trending down through the spring and summertime, trended back up into the summer, and then we've taken a big jump up through the end of the year. We can also see our expenses have been trending upward throughout the end of 2019, and we can use that to drill down deeper and see why is that the case. It might be something like hiring additional personnel or additional OPEX expenditures. One other really useful part of Malartu in doing this type of analysis is we can also do a trailing 12 months on custom metrics, which are things that we've calculated in the system, and that would be done exactly the same. So we want to add a custom metric. In this case, we'll take a look at working capital. So here's the working capital for this company, and we want to look at that also as a bar, and we want it as a trailing 12-month analysis, year to last month, and we want to zero the axis. So we quickly see our working capital has been trending up throughout most of the year, and then towards the end of the year has started to trend down, but is now recovering. So a very quick way to see trend analysis within your financial numbers, and a very useful metric to track. So we recommend tracking a lot of financial ratios as a trailing 12-month analysis. So until next time, this is John, and look forward to seeing you all soon.